I would like to welcome you all to the third week of CBC News Denmark with Anne Lineage. On tonight's show, we have a special treat. The Queen of Denmark herself is here to answer a few of our questions. Welcome, Queen. Oh, thank you very much. Alright, so to begin, my first question rests on the topic of your first marriage to King Hamlet of Denmark. Did you truly love your husband as he loved you? I have loved the good man, for he unto me unravelled all his loving. He was kind, and as my son said, he might not beteem the winds of heaven visit my face too roughly. How is it then that a love so strong was broken in under 2 months, and you joined a new marriage so fast after your husband's death? Love wasn't broken, but my love nearly grew. As a man, Claudius came to me and yearned for me, made me feel like entire woman that I am. How to deny a man of such conviction and a man of love as he himself is? Also, thou know'st 'tis common, all that lives must die, passing through nature to eternity. My love for King Hamlet died, just as he did. What is the reason, then, you asked your son to stay in the castle and not go off to Wittenberg? Anyone who knoweth him knoweth that Hamlet was frail, and I told him not let his mother lose her prayers. I prayed he stay at home, for he had not yet cast his knightly colour off, and was too much in grievance to be on his own. Yet when King Claudius asked Rosencrantz and Guildenstern to stay in Denmark a while and help lift Hamlet's spirits, you cried out that it was the most brilliant of ideas. Did you truly believe that the 2 men could cheer our son up? And why so? I believed indeed that Rosencrantz and Guildenstern could cheer Hamlet up. Hamlet had much talked of them, and sure I was 2 men were there not living whom he more adhered. They were his friends and dear to his heart. When Polonius came to the conclusion that Hamlet's madness was caused by his love for Ophelia, what did you think? Frankly, it was not so. I doubted it was not other but the main, his father's death and my hasty marriage. But your husband was willing to believe Polonius. Was it frightening to be opposing your husband's beliefs for the first time? You know not a mother's instincts. My husband is a man often right in his beliefs, but it is a mother's knowledge that knows best for her son, not a father's thought. For our reader's sake, are you a woman of fancy decorations or of straightforward simplicity? It is hard to answer, for I, as a woman, adore to be adorned in the finest of clothes. Yet, as I told Polonius, more matter with less art is preferred when words come to use. Of course, madam. Now answer me this, if you please. When Polonius later explains his position and read the love letters Hamlet has sent his daughter, did you not change your mind as to his madness? I did, for I began to wonder if love was the cause. I thought it could be very likely so. Yet you were previously elicited to the thought that it was your hasty marriage and his father's death that had rendered him mad. Why the sudden change of heart? I know not. My lord had proven a valid point, and Claudius seemed to think it true. Well, of the 2 reasons for madness, which did you hope was the cause of your son's? I did wish that Ophelia's good beauties be the happy cause of Hamlet's wildness, for those are much easier dealt with. The loss of a father irreversible, the love of a woman yet is reachable. And when you spoke to your son in your room, did it hurt to hear that he was ashamed to have you as a mother? Naturally. Motherhood hath been my one greatest love, second only to that of a man. My son, however, is merely mad. Oh, pity it is! He hateth not me. Well said, my queen. Yet I cannot forego what happened in that room moments after his comment. Hamlet, your very son, killed Polonius in cold blood. Explain to me how that made you feel, as a queen and as a mother. It is unimaginably complicated to explain. As both a mother and a queen, I was terrified, as I screamed to Hamlet, "Oh, what hast thou done?" Yet more so as a mother, I was saddened for my son, on whose hands this blood would stay. Hamlet finally exposed your husband as the murderer behind the king's death. Your reaction seemed to be that of shock. Yet it was not the shock that Claudius could do such a wretched thing, but rather that Hamlet could construct it. Why so? You understand not. My son was mad. I begged him to speak to me no more, for these words, like daggers, entered in mine ears. But his mouth would not shut. My husband, my Claudius, the very one that loved and doted on me, not capable of such a vile thing. Shortly afterwards, your son began to speak to someone. Rather, no one. He was speaking to someone in front of you, but there was no one else in the room, correct? Aye, 'tis the madman's act. I asked him to whom he doth speak these vile words. His reply, like his mind, was mad. He told me it was his father, yet his father is dead, and little able to speak. Oh, my poor son! Oh! Fair Queen Gertrude, you have given us very much of your time. We wish to thank you kindly for your answers. To finish off this interview, we would just like to ask you one more. Hamlet is to leave for England tomorrow. Are you relieved, or are you frightened? Mary, I am relieved to the heart. My son, he is mad, and England may cure him. My husband believes a change in scenery will do him good. He is right. I shall miss him, but what shall I do? I am but to wait on his return. Well, thank you very much, Queen Gertrude. We have very much enjoyed your visit here. Oh, thank you for having me. Well, there you go, folks. Queen Gertrude has unveiled more about herself in this interview than in the entire play of Hamlet. The woman, like many other women, has a shallow exterior, focused primarily on the pleasure of any man's love on her. The haste of her second marriage shows her weak reliance on men and general neediness of men. It has become further evident that our poor queen has little knowledge of her own, and quite readily adopts all thoughts and words spoken by her husband Claudius. Whether his marriage be for love, for politics, or for balance, the country of Denmark will likely never know. Until next time, Anne Vlijnic, BBC News, Denmark.